Welcome to Brickwall Cinema, everyone. And today we're talking about Race Wars, Part 1.
Race Wars.
I mean, The Fast and the Furious. When you first saw Fast and Furious, oh God. When you first saw The Fast and the Furious, what did you think of it?
At first, I wasn't really sure what to understand because I had no idea what was going on. It felt like they just dropped you in here and you had to figure out what was going on by yourself while you just watch these characters interact and just do what they've been doing this entire time. It wasn't until the end that you figure out what it is that was going on behind the scenes.
I kind of like that about this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And when I first saw
it does do good with that, but I feel like it felt weird in this one. I think they did that in other movies, further in the franchise. But in this one, it felt off. Like there were some missing elements that I was waiting to see.
Well, maybe because you're expecting a lot more crazier things to happen.
I'm not sure about crazy. I guess I was just expecting something to happen that would make me think like I'm not really sure what to think about this, but I did enjoy the movie.
I thought it was really good, but not as good as I remember it being. Mainly because I am a big fan of the Fast and Furious movies. So, I mean, as they are now. So when I'm seeing this, I do respect it for what it is, basically racing movies, but I'm not that big on racing, first of all. I mean, from first hand. So a whole movie based on them, I like it. I watched through it. I thought it was cool. I focused more on the characters more than anything else because they're the main selling points for me, weirdly enough. Not the cars, because I don't know shit about cars. I don't care if them open the hood saying, whoa, they got 1.21 gigawatts in their car. That's crazy. They don't even sell that anymore. No, I don't care about that.
I feel like that would have been more for like a car fanatic or someone who's like really into cars and wants to really likes to work with them. But for the general audience who might not know about this, that might have been very confusing for them.
Right. It reminds me of a scene. Have you ever seen Superfast?
No.
It was a Fast and Furious parody.
Wow, Superfast. A parody of Fast and Furious. I never would have guessed.
Yeah. Anyway, so there's a part of that movie where there's the Paul Walker type character goes to a race at the beginning of the movie, like a race meet. And
what? I never would have guessed.
Yeah.
Why do you keep saying yeah? It's like you're waiting for me to respond to that.
Well, there's a point in the movie where they open his hood up and Vince gotta act like Vince says he looks like, whoa, he's got one of those thingamajiggers. Look at all that thing.
I could just picture it, and then I just see like it just like cuts to it, and it's just a hamster in a wheel, like a bunch of hamsters running on wheels. That would be funny.
What are you driving?
A car with unicorns.
Let's see what you're packing under the hood.
Whoa! He's got one of those big shiny things with a lot of tubes and curly coils coming out of it. With a red doohickey and... Vin, he's got one of those fancy thingamajiggers.
Should we do that instead of Tokyo Drift? Because it feels like this would be more fun to talk about.
Do you want to talk about this movie?
Yes. Dude, where's that?
Was it a mistake to show you this? I feel like it was a mistake to show you this.
I have never seen this, so this is my first time watching it. This is like fun to watch.
God. No.
Mostly because like it's so easy to make fun of the Fast and Furious franchise because of the fact they get so ridiculous. So it's easy to make fun of it.
Yeah, and the good thing about this movie is that they make fun of the first 5 movies. They're focused on the first 5 movies. At the end of the movie, they start, instead of taking what's it called? The safe across the city, they take a Taco Bell. Like
Okay. Let's just stop right there because we're getting off track from the first movie, and then we should save this for when we actually just do a review on the Super Fast.
Oh God damn it! I'd be so pissed at you if you wanted me to watch. Do you really want to watch this movie before Tokyo Drift?
Should we do Tokyo Drift along with this because it's technically not part of the franchise? It's more like a branch out sort of thing, like a what if.
Sort of the same thing with Too Fast, Too Furious in a way. I mean, no, not really. No, because it's part of the universe. They bring it back.
Okay.
But the thing is,
should we do super fast though? Because
you want to do super fast. I know you want to do super fast. Okay, fine.
I want to watch it. I want to watch it, and I'm okay with watching it and just not putting the review onto the podcast. I'm just asking if we should do that because it just feels like fun to do, and also because it relates back to the Fast and Furious franchise.
How about this, Sergio? We talk about it and some scenes I bring up in this movie, and I think they're funny. I'll tell you about it on this episode right now. How about that? And show you.
All right, I'm fine with that.
Okay. So yeah, we'll be sort of a tag team episode, Serge, everyone. So you get 2 in 1. Good for you. Happy you, Serge, everyone. And I was gonna say Sergio.
Should we make the thumbnail just like a picture of this guy who plays like the Vin Diesel kind of character, and then the Vin Diesel character?
I don't want to do like if people are gonna say, "Who the hell is that guy?"
Yeah, I really want to see it because it just looks like so much fun.
But yeah.
Vin Diesel and Vin Dice.
But back to the Fast and the Furious.
All right, so what do we want to talk about first?
Your favorite scene.
Okay, you want to go first or should I?
I'll go first then. My favorite scene was the final action scene with Vince hanging on the truck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it caught me off guard. I honestly forgot a lot about this movie when I was watching it again. So when I'm seeing that, I'm like, oh, okay, this got my attention. And what about you, Sergio? What about your favorite scene?
Let me think. That's a hard one because it's been a while since I watched it, and we just watched the Too Fast Too Furious movie. It was the first race scene when they showed the CGI of the car workings as they were racing.
Really?
Yeah, I like that scene. It felt interesting, and also like you get intimate with how the car works. It really brings in together of when you're talking about like how all the car parts are and how crazy it is that they got them. And you see them actually working. It feels like a much more interesting experience. Like you hear it explained to you, then you see how it actually works. That was interesting to me.
Okay. And let's go to our favorite quote. Do you have any favorite quotes, Sergio? Or any quotes that just stood out to you?
I can't think there was, no.
Okay, so I got a couple. It was okay, no, I'll take it back. This is one of my favorite scenes too. It was when Ja Rule, you know Ja Rule, right?
Ja Rule? Oh yeah. Oh wait, I'm guessing in the racing scene.
Yes, it was the whole Monica.
I remember him like being on ridiculousness on the show, and they showed that scene. And they were like, "What was the context for that in the movie?" He's like, "Because he was racing for."
But even that whole thing after he lost, he tried to go talk to the girl. Hey, baby, like, what the fuck are you wrong with you, nigga? You didn't win. And we're like, oh. Wait, do you remember that?
Yes, I remember that.
Hey, Monica. What's up, baby?
What's your problem, nigga? You didn't win.
Woo, girl! Fuck you then.
Why is that so funny? I don't know. Maybe because it's a movie that's not really, I don't know. It's not really funny. It's not funny. It's like, it's natural humor, except for that one scene. Ja Rule just brings the comedy for that one scene, and that's it. Everything else is serious in a way.
I mean, a lot of shows actually do that when they have the humor and match the tone of the show.
Yeah, but also I noticed every single Fast and Furious movie has a black rapper in it in some way. Because we got Ja Rule in this one, Ludacris in the second one, Bow Wow in the third one, and yeah, everyone after that one is Ludacris.
Yeah.
I think
he's part of the crew. One, he's part of the crew. And two, it's sort of like fits with their whole lifestyle of the kind of people that they are in the movie. They're gangsters or like drug dealers or like the people who usually under the like people who usually go against the law.
Well,
so it makes sense that there would be like a rapper because rappers have made their career based off that kind of lifestyle.
But Bow Wow was in Tokyo. Bow Wow was in Tokyo though.
And
okay, we'll get to that one later. Anyway, also they played a Ludacris song in this movie. They played Area Codes.
Yeah, I know.
You notice that?
No, I just know that they use their songs because, well, yeah, they've done that for almost every movie.
No, but this is the one before he's introduced into the movies.
Yeah, I heard about it. But still, though, they still used it, and they still have them later in the second movie.
And Ja Rule also has a song in the end credits too.
Yeah, I heard it.
I didn't like it at all. It was just, yeah, Too Fast, Too Furious. That's
not one of his better works. But I'm not sure if I can actually speak on that. I haven't listened to many of Ja Rule's songs.
Well, you know some. Cause I'm real. The way you walk, the way you talk is my cause I'm real. You know one. You know that one, right?
Nope.
And I can't go without you.
No.
Nothing? Really?
Like I said, I don't know much about Ja Rule. The only the first time I heard about him was when Eminem mentioned him in a diss track.
Oh. Anyway, but back to the movie. I have two more quotes. It was Dom saying, "You could have any beer you want, as long as it's Corona." The beginning of a long lifetime friendship that lasts over 20 years with Fast and Furious and Corona. Every movie has Corona in it, Sergio.
Yeah, I know. I've seen the movies.
Okay. And also, Brian says later in the movie, this is about race wars. I just gotta say, Sergio, they gotta stop saying race wars. They had to have known, right?
No, I don't think so. Because they were trying to make it this whole thing with race, not about race.
That was one of the working titles for the movie too.
Race Wars?
Yes. That
Makes
and Racer
sense.
X.
You know, it's funny because Vin Diesel actually made another movie that was the title was X, actually. I think it was 3 X's because that was his character's like main sign.
Yeah, Triple X.
Yeah, Triple X.
They made 3 of those movies.
They did? I only
Yeah.
saw 2.
First one was Vin Diesel. The second one was Ice Cube, State of the Union. And third one was The Return of Xander Cage. Funny enough, another movie with Vin Diesel in it where a sequel doesn't even have him in it. Anyway, what else is there for the movie? What do you think of the crew?
To be honest, a few of them I saw like as interesting characters. Some of them were just background characters. That's how I felt about the whole thing.
Yeah, because most of them don't even make it to the third or the fourth movie. And now,
yeah, I remember. What was the mechanic kid's name?
Jesse.
Jesse. We need to cook.
What the hell are you talking about?
You haven't seen Breaking Bad, so you don't understand.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, let's see. There's Jesse. There's Vince. There was Dom's girlfriend. What was her name?
Letty.
Yes, Letty. And there was 2 other guys, I think, that I don't remember the names to. I don't even think they mentioned them.
You know, Vin Diesel and Michelle Rodriguez were dating off screen during the movie, during
Makes
filming.
sense.
Yeah. Also, what was I gonna say? Okay, this is unrelated to anything, but do you know that the Fast and Furious movies aren't in order of like the release? Like, you know, the Fast and Furious movies have actually a right timeline.
Really?
Yeah. So like we have the first 2 movies, then you have Fast and Furious after that one, because Tokyo Drift happens later, right before 6, I believe, either before or after 6.
No, it has to because Han dies.
Yeah. So it's
Sort of
1, 2
temporarily.
is Fast and Furious 1, 2 Fast and Furious, Fast 5, Fast and Furious 6, Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, Furious 7, Fate of the Furious, so on and so on. And it's not because Han dies.
No, I mean like that's an indicator of how the timeline is because I remember in the release date Tokyo Drift came out where Han died, but then another one came, then another one came, then the next one in the franchise came and he was still alive. It was supposed to be like a prequel thing.
No, in F9 he came back to life.
No, I know.
No, he was always alive.
Yes, that was before he supposedly died in Tokyo.
No, that was after.
Okay, so which movie was it that he drives off all the way to Tokyo with a girl?
Gal Gadot?
Yes, which one was that one?
I believe that's Fast and Furious.
Okay, so Tokyo Drift comes out after that, or did it come out before that one?
Tokyo Drift came out 2006. Fast and Furious came out 2009.
So it came out before that.
Yeah.
So Tokyo Drift showed Han dying, but then in 2009, this one came out where Han was still alive.
Yeah, in Fast and Furious 9, F9, they explain how he was still alive, that Mr. Nobody.
Yes, that's what I was saying. In Tokyo Drift, it shows that Han supposedly died. So that's why that indicates where it is on the timeline.
What are we doing? We're talking about Fast and Furious timelines. What am I doing?
I mean, you're the one who brought it up.
I regret it because now we're arguing, debating over what makes sense and how it connects to the timeline. It's fucking Fast and Furious. Drive my quarter mile one at a time. Wait, no, I got it wrong.
I didn't buy a quarter mile at a time.
I drive a quarter mile at a time. I go to gas stations really often.
Did they say that in Superfast?
No, they don't say that. I don't know. No, they don't. They don't.
I feel like it would be a good joke to do because that's his whole motto, saying that I live by a quarter mile at a time.
Uh,
Mm.
well, yeah, let's wrap this up. Let's give our rating for Fast and Furious 1. What would you give it?
To be honest, I'm not exactly sure. It had good action and it had a good story, but it felt, I guess, compared to like the recent ones that we've seen, it felt almost watered down in a way. I guess. Do you get that feeling?
Yeah, I mean, no, not really watered down. Knowing what we know now, it's hard to have have a fresh mind going into this one because of how it's gonna be. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
It's like knowing someone's gonna die and then you go back in time to see them live their life. Like it's not gonna end well for you, buddy. And I'm not making a joke about Paul Walker dying. I honestly was out making that joke, that comparison. I didn't mean like that. I mean like,
Oh
you
shit!
knowing,
I didn't connect it. I didn't connect the dots until you said that. Oh my god!
I didn't mean to. I meant that's not what I
You
meant.
monster!
No, I meant what I meant by that was
You inconsiderate!
I meant as in you know what I
You
meant.
son of a bitch! Oh my gosh!
You know what I meant, Sergio. I didn't mean it as that. I meant as in they're going so crazy. We see the Rock. We see the Rock guiding a missile with his bare hands on the middle of ice, while the most crazy thing that they've done in the first movie was try driving a car over in front of a train.
I thought the crazy thing with them actually trying to steal an oil tank.
That too.
Also, I had a critique about that. I was thinking like this has been going on for like 3 months, and it wasn't until now that the drivers decided to have guns in their car.
Yeah, I thought that was weird too.
Also, like if they know that these places are being targeted, why not have someone with them, or at least like have someone in the car with them? Wouldn't that be like
Well, for what? For
more
backup?
yes,
Oh,
to fight off the attackers while the other one drives?
well, I don't know. Because if there's a point, it comes to the point where you need someone also with you in a car, you might be fucking up in some way, or you might need to just give up.
I know, that's what I'm saying. They've been doing this for 3 months and they've been successful so far, as we've seen in the first heist at the beginning of the movie. So they are fucking up. And you can tell because the FBI is trying really hard to figure out who it is doing this, which is why they have someone undercover trying to get into race wars to figure out who could be doing these heists. They already are. They're at deep end. This is why there's so much pressure on them, and why they're always on his ass trying to say like, who is doing this? Is it this guy? Is it this guy? We need something. Why the higher ups are coming down from Central Intelligence to come over here and see what they got already. It's made very obvious throughout the movie that we see that they are at their wits' end on trying to figure out who is doing this.
I don't know how to respond to that, but I honestly don't. Fast and Furious is a place to go. I like to drive my car all around the road. Sometimes there is a guy named Vin, and I might even try to win.
What are you doing?
I don't know. I'm just trying to make a diversion.
I was thinking back about when they closed off the streets and they told the pizza. And they told,
I'm sorry. You're just ignoring the whole rap I just did right now.
that was a rap. I thought you were just trying to make a rhyme. Anyways, I was thinking back to the movie, and I thought about the scene when they did the first drag race on the street.
Uh-huh.
And I remember them blocking off the roads, and this pizza guy came up and saying, "Hey, what's going on?" He says, like, "Go home, pizza boy. This road's closed." And he said, "Freaking racers."
Yeah, but you know who that was?
No, who was it?
The director,
Oh, David Cohen?
Rob Cohen.
Rob Cohen, damn it. I got confused with David Leitch.
Yeah, because we've been doing a lot of David Leitch movies lately.
True. But I was thinking like they were listening to the radio chatter and they were listening about a homicide that happened, which was keeping the police busy, which is why they did the race. But then they heard that there's been reports of street racing. That's when they all started leaving. I was like, the pizza man did it.
Jesus, stupid. Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking like he must have called it in as soon as he left. And I could just see him like doing that, saying like he's gonna try and go home, but he wants to see what happens. And he sees them all running away from the police.
Yeah. Wait, did you give your rating yet?
No, we haven't done that yet.
Oh, let's give our rating. I gave it a 3 out of 5. It's not the best, and I'm just at this point. I just want to get these out of the way so we can get to the fun ones.
Yeah.
My favorite Fast and Furious movies are funny enough, the odd ones. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. but as it goes along, they get more and more blurred. Where I can still like the other ones, but those are the main ones that stick out to me. And this is one of those. That was still really good. You go ahead.
Right. I would also give it a 3. There were some aspects I liked about this, but overall the movie as a whole felt, I guess it's really, like you said, it's hard to go in with like an open mind because of what we know is going to happen later in the franchise. And we're more excited about that. So seeing this, it doesn't really do much besides just a few select scenes.
Right. I mean, the driving looks cool. The stunts are really cool.
Oh yeah, they mostly do practical effects in here, right? Do they
Right.
change it in the other movies?
Yes. As the movie goes along, like after 5, I believe at that point they start doing CGI stuff, but they still do a lot of practical stuff after that. So it's sort of a give and take.
Yeah. Also, the filming style actually reminded me a lot of early Michael Bay, just with like steadier camera like view.
Oh yeah. Also, we'll say, this movie reminded me a lot of like exploitation movies from the 50s, or like not really 50s, but more like 70s, with an undercover cop trying to infiltrate a gang of people that are doing this unique thing that rob people. You know what I mean?
I think so.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we can call it an episode, Sergio.
All right.
And we'll see you on the next one. We might be doing Too Fast, Too Furious after this. So stay tuned for Too Fast, Too Furious, because we're going to be too pumped to tell you about the Too Fast, Too Furious thing. Are you excited too, Sergio?
Why are you dragging this out?
Because I want to know how many times I can say 2 without it sound natural.
It doesn't sound natural. I mean,
It sounds pretty darn natural if you ask me.
I keep seeing it.
Because it's too natural.
I keep seeing it.
All right, well, I'm Chance.
I'm Sergio. And Chance just whipped out. He's tired. Couldn't take it.
Yeah, my car broke down halfway through talking about this, so I'm stuck in the middle of the road right now.
Oh, that's too bad.
I would call AAA, but I still need to pay a lot of money for it. It's a lot. I might be stuck out here for a while. Oh wait, there's a police car over there. Maybe he can help me out.
Chance, you're playing out.
Hey, officer. Wait, what are you doing? No.
I guarantee you're not even going to put in the gunshot sound effects. And that's all we have for you. Have a cinematic day.